Hi everybody, from me, Brent Graham, on this Sunday afternoon. Well, it's the big one tonight. Wales up against Australia, taking place 9 o'clock South African time. And this is a betting preview for that match. If you do enjoy our previews, please hit the subscribe button and give us a like. It really does help the channel a lot. Let's start off with a competition on today's show. The last chance to win a 200 Rand betting voucher, Betxchange voucher on this round 3. All I want to know from you in the comments is who's going to win the game, by how many points, and then the total points scored in the game. So a lot of you have been entering these competitions every time. You know how it works. But if you're here for the first time, well, first thing you've got to do is get the winner, and then we'll come down to margin. And finally, if we've got more than one person locked on the same margin, we'll go to total points to find out who wins the voucher. I will contact you in the comments section if you are the winner, and there's full T's and C's in the description box below. Right, let's have a look at the outright betting now. South Africa, well, they haven't drifted terribly much from 28 to 10 to 3 to 1 after their loss against Ireland. Ireland have come in from 4 to 1 to 3s. France stable at 7 to 2 with New Zealand stable at 4 to 1. You can get 12 to 1 England, 35 to 1 Wales, and 40 to 1 Australia. So probably, certainly after this, if Wales win this game tonight, we can expect them to shorten a little bit in the betting, as they would have guaranteed their passage through to the last 8. Let's have a look at the matches these sides have been involved in. Wales opened up with an absolute thriller against Fiji, 32-26. They looked in control at one point, but Fiji came back at them hard, and only a knock on right near the end prevented Fiji from securing a win for the game. But the more you look at that result and the way Fiji came out the next week, the more you said it was a pretty decent performance by the Welsh team. I was on minus 5.5 points. So it was quite a bit of relief when that final ball was locked on. Wales then came out and played against Portugal. They started 31-point favourites. They only won by 20. But they did enough, and Portugal also showed when they came out and drew to Georgia that they certainly are no mugs in this tournament. Australia started strong against Georgia, a game where they started 21-point favourites. In the end, though, the Georgians held them in the second half, and it was Australia winning by 20. Georgia, the only plus handicap to land on the opening weekend. Australia up against Fiji. The next game, I changed my Super Group pick at the last minute from Australia to Fiji. It turned out to be a very good move. Fiji, if anything, left plenty of points on the table. But ultimately, they were very deserving winners, 22-15 against the Aussies. Let's now have a look at the team selection. I'm going to just particularly focus on that Welsh backline, which I think is really strong. I really like Williams at fullback, with the wingers, Adams and resubmit, and then the centre pairing of Tompkins and George North as well. Of course, the halfback pairing also very strong. So bottom line is I actually like this Welsh team quite a bit. I think they possibly came into this tournament a little bit underrated. They're going to be very, very hard to beat. As for Australia, they've made a number of changes. The big one, of course, is Carter Gordon giving way now to Ben Donaldson, who moves from 15 to 10, and Andrew Callaway has come into full back. Right, let's have a look at the Betxchange boost. Now, at the time of writing, Betxchange didn't have the match boost up, if I can put it that way. They had the total points here at the bottom, which is 46.5 at even money each of them, up to a maximum of 5,000 and no multiples. And then what I've put up above that, I've just put the actual betting now, because there's been quite a lot of money for Australia today, Sunday. And, you know, they opened as slight underdogs. They then sort of became a choice game. And now Australia are available at 17 to 20 to win the match. Let's have a look at my prediction and bets then for this one. I was initially giving Eddie Jones some credit, thinking he was going to make an impact on this World Cup. But the more I see it, the more I think this man has absolutely lost the plot, and he's likely lost the dressing room as well. Wales, they didn't look good in the build-up, but as mentioned on the team sheets there, I like this side, and I think they're going to be very, very hard to beat. They're going to play a sort of a really tough, hard game of rugby, and they certainly won't be easy. And I'm talking not just about Australia, but any team late in the tournament, they won't be pushovers. Australia Open favourites. Money has come for Wales, and I'm tempted by the under 46.5 points. You know, these games which mean a lot, the points have really been drying up in. But a bit worried about Wayne Barnes being the ref. He is, as pointed out by Coyle in the Good for the Game forum, something of an overs ref. By the way, you can get a link to the Good for the Game preview. The price has shifted a bit since then down below, and also a link to our forum thread where punters share their bets. Right there, my bet, 6 units. Wales win at 17 to 20 at Betxchange. I'm going to keep things simple here. There's all other options like the 1 to 12 and that, and also the unders. But for me, it's a straight bet. Wales win at 17 to 20 there at Betxchange. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoy the channel, and we'll catch you for the round 4 previews later in the week.